Crushing It by Gary Vaynerchuk is a 2018 business book that shows you the steps to turn your passion into a career. It was a sequel to the author's 2009 best-selling book, Crush It, that encourages readers to create a personal brand online. Since the internet has evolved so much in less than a decade, he felt compelled to update his original book. Gary's unique perspective on what has changed and what has not shows why it is still true today. He also cited examples of how Crush It concepts have helped other businesses become more successful than they ever dreamed imaginably. Here, we don't only mean monetarily. He argued you could create a personal brand with the help of the internet. You'll learn how to build a personal brand and use social media effectively. You'll also discover ways to create engaging content and make money from it all. Story shot number 1. Today, the possibilities are limitless. Out there, it's an entirely different landscape. Business prospects are pounding on your door. All you have to do is let them in and then figure out how to make the most of them. To what end? Through the use of the internet. Besides working full-time, think about starting your own personal brand. If you do this, the digital economy will be more accessible to you. Even if you have a comfortable day job, you should always look for new career possibilities on the web. Gary argues you will never be genuinely yourself and passionate about what you do if you work for someone else. Brick-and-mortar companies are collapsing fast. If you want to turn your hobby into a full-time profession, you'll need an internet presence. A presence that you can quickly expand. Story shot number 2. Remove the roadblocks. Gary claims an unsuccessful entrepreneur is always seeking excuses. The following are the top 3 excuses for a failed entrepreneur. Anxiety about failure, overwhelmed by the fear of losing time. Anxiety about appearing selfish. To overcome these anxieties, Gary advised starting with the right intention. Why do you want to be an entrepreneur? Most successful entrepreneurs have 3 traits, he said. A dedication to serving others. A burning desire to contribute. Teaching is a passion. In some cases, the idea to create a product comes after you've failed to find one on your own. Starting a business may be done for many reasons. Some want to share their talents and help others. Some want to leave a legacy, while others simply want to make enough money to support themselves. Once you've defined your goals, it's time to establish yourself as an expert in that field. Along the way, some people will continually tell you not to do certain things, but Gary says the only judge and jury you have to deal with is yourself. Story shot number 3. Personal branding is a need, not a choice. When building your personal brand, you have no choice but to start. Personal branding is vital in today's culture, whether you're an entrepreneur or not. Put yourself out there and let the world know what matters to you, your values, and what you can contribute. More importantly, do it in a wise and planned manner. You may publish your own books, start your TV show, and conduct a radio talk show or podcast. The sooner you get started, the sooner you can convert your passion into a source of income. Gary became a brand on YouTube when he started discussing wine in everyday language. After over 1,000 episodes, he was known as the lovely, obnoxious man who talks about wine. A brand is a public image that conveys your interests and values to the world. It is essential if you want to make money from your passion. Fortunately, building one is now relatively easy. The book explains Gary's approach to building a personal brand's content. It stresses creating a pillar piece and distributing it to all social media. Remember, you never want to be confined to one platform. Always look for ways to build a strong brand that spans mediums, businesses, and even your passion. Story shot number 4. Take advantage of the power of the social media. The world is changing radically. There are now smartphones in the hands of every person on the planet. When it comes to the internet, we're addicted. Advertising on social media now accounts for a bulk of global corporate expenditures. There are a ton of people here. Thus, Having a presence on social media sites like Facebook and Twitter is critical. Gary's latest take on social networking is detailed in Crushing It. He explores the platforms and their possibilities. He also featured the most recent platforms, including Alexa Skills. Overall, he illustrates how to succeed on social media, regardless of your background. In the end, it all comes down to one thing: attitude. Everyone has a passion for something in their life. There is no limit to the variety of creative pursuits that may be pursued. Building an internet presence, according to Gary, takes 7 things. Even if you don't create a brand, living by these principles will enrich your life. Intent. Successful business people amass an enormous fortune. Altruistic entrepreneurship is a hallmark of great entrepreneurs. This technique rarely works in the long run, as others can see when we use them to our advantage. Authenticity. A 19-year-old presenting as a guru will come off as phony, regardless of their intentions. Transparency is the best policy when it comes to building your personal brand. Don't bother teaching folks how to play the piano. You may just learn along with them. Passion. Having a love for life is more important than having a passion for what you want to create, sell, or promote. Would you listen to someone upbeat or to someone who is down and out? It depends on your perspective. Patience. It's a given that good things take time. Early gold diggers will have to master the ropes of mining to keep their wealth. Meanwhile, those who don't will have to patiently work their way to the summit. Speed. Speed in the micro is just as crucial as patience in the macro. To receive something, you have to do something to get it. Work. The only thing you can control is your own effort. To put in the effort, you have to perform the dirty job yourself and put in the time and effort. Send a personal tweet, make a phone call, or email anyone you want to contact. When you're the brand, don't outsource your work. Attention. The internet is a dynamic environment, and the game's rules change every 2 hours. Several sites that formerly mocked traditional media have now become traditional media. Keep an open mind and a keen eye on the surroundings. Story shot number 5. Great content tells stories. Content is the 8th crucial factor. Gary advises, you must continue to produce high-quality content regularly. Besides, he points out a common blunder: a fixation on aesthetics, movements, lighting, camera angle, and designs are examples of this. Everything else is just an afterthought. Gary believes that aesthetics are irrelevant when it comes to chronicling your life. The most important thing is to be true to yourself and express your mind. You should now know what your passion is to develop a product. It's that one thing that gets you pumped, that makes you happy to talk about, and that brings you joy to investigate. Can you think of 100 blog post subjects about your product right now? Think of 1,000. Is there anything you love more? How well do you know this subject? All yeses should be passionately done. If they don't, go with your gut to the subject that does. After you've defined your product, it's time to create content. Video, audio, and written content attract readers to your blog. Start with those 1,000 or 5,000 subjects, but you ought to get as educated about your industry as possible. Find out who the authorities are and what fresh advances are occurring. Attend trade publications, seminars, and courses. 2 pillars are required to monetize your own brand: products and content. Your blog's success will depend on the quality of your material. There are 2 ways in which you should use your content. Entice the audience to participate. As soon as they discover your awesome content, people will come to you. So create it and distribute it. Act as a lasso on the audience. Examine other people's perspectives on similar information and add your own. Give your audience reasons to come see you. Story shot number 6. Bring value to your audience. Create something that serves the cause for which you raise money. Here are Gary's steps to creating a pillar of wealth. The first step is to set up a Facebook page for your business. Next, create a list of all relevant industry hashtags and content. Begin using them to promote your work. Finally, seek out joint ventures. Message individuals in your field directly and offer something back, suggests Gary. A survey of the major social media networks is perhaps the most intriguing aspect of Gary's book. Each platform has its own area where Gary offers his thoughts and examples of what he would post. Podcasts, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Snapchat, Musical.ly are a few examples. Other users' success stories were also provided. These people share their strategies so that you can apply them to your advantage. Story. Shot number 7. Make yourself available. Engage and interact with others. Respond to every email and every comment on your post. Engaging with your audience makes them part of a larger community. You make them feel valued. One fan at a time, you can amass a following. You show your customers that you care, and you build and lead a tribe of followers. You want your audience to find you, so make it simple for them to do so. Avoid simply tweeting but genuinely being present. On Twitter, pay attention to the feedback you receive from your audience. Involve yourself in the conversation. Thank people for their input by responding to their comments, emails, and tweets. Gary spends much of his waking hours on Twitter and other online forums. A frequent question he is asked is there anything I can do for you? Even in its original form, he took the time to leave a small remark on his posts. His response time might be decreasing, but he still tries to respond to as many as possible. In most of his tweets, he responds to those who have inquired about something. He responds with some videos too. This one-on-one relationship is crucial to him and pays off handsomely. Story shot number 8. Refuse to be the second best. Commit to becoming the only one who can give genuine value to your clients. You must become so ferociously competitive that no one can outperform you. Convince yourself that being number 2 or 3 in your field is a failure. Gary advises putting on this intense pressure until you only submit your best work. This, he says, is the only approach to ensure 100% performance in your daily business. Conclusion. Gary Vaynerchuk's book has never been a self-help book that melts in your mouth. Gary has a good sense of humor. He has a keen understanding of social media and a keen eye for opportunity. In Crushing It, you'll find a wealth of information on personal branding. There are also practical tips on how to maximize your social media presence. If you work in digital marketing or would like to build your personal brand, you should read this book. As a social media specialist, he offers practical advice on various platforms. Gary's secrets to success are revealed in this book. He shows you how to build a platform, identify your niche, and wow your audience. Gary doesn't provide any fast solutions or get-rich-quick strategies despite their simplicity. You must work hard and have a long-term perspective if you want to be a person of influence. If you liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, like, and activate the notification bell to get all the latest updates. What book would you like us to summarize in the next video?